everyone, it's Sonia here and welcome back or welcome to my channel. You might have known, but this Tuesday, NASA's Mars InSight lander has successfully landed on Mars. I don't know about you, but I almost cried. According to NASA, success rate of landing operational robots on Mars is less than 50%. I was so excited from the day before, and on the day it landed on Mars, I had my phone beside me with the timer counting down for the Mars InSight lander. It's such a historic event, and I wanted to share with you 5 surprising facts about NASA's Mars InSight lander. So here we go! Number 1. It's the first to look inside Mars. NASA's Opportunity and Curiosity rovers have taken pictures of the surroundings of Mars. Curiosity, launched in 2011, has collected samples of Mars and drilled holes, but it can only do so on the topsoil of Mars. On the other hand, the goal of InSight is not to roam around, but to stay still and examine the interior, what Mars is made of, and what processes occur. InSight measures seismic activity from Marsquakes and meteorite strikes, temperature through a heat flow experiment, and the size and the shape of the core through analyzing wobbles in the planet as it orbits the sun. In fact, it is all in its name, InSight. Interior exploration using seismic investigations, geodesy, and heat transport. Number 2. It will teach us about other planets. Studying terrestrial planets that are far away from us is difficult, so looking at Mars helps us make predictions about their composition and atmosphere. Looking at terrestrial planets in our solar system helps us understand why they all turned out so differently. For example, why does Earth have so much water on it while the Martian water disappeared? Therefore, InSight mission will help us better understand our solar system, and it's certainly more than just a Mars mission. Number 3. InSight might find Marsquakes. Other missions tried to detect Marsquakes, but they all failed. For instance, NASA have sent 2 spacecraft called Viking 1 and Viking 2 to Mars in 1976. However, the seismometers on top of the spacecraft swayed in the wind, and so the data was not reliable. Earthquakes are mostly due to tectonic plate activity, but on Mars, quakes arise from volcanism, cracks in the crust, or meteorite impacts. So by studying how seismic waves pass through different layers of the planets, it will tell us the depth and properties of the layers. Number 4. NASA antenna will track InSight from Earth. InSight will regularly send its update on its position to NASA's Deep Space Network, which is a set of antennas that communicates with spacecraft across the solar system. Radio science experiment will help locate InSight and tell us exactly how much Mars wobbles as it moves around the sun, which will determine the size of Mars' core and whether it is liquid or solid. Number 5. InSight will show Mars and Earth are related. Scientific investigations hypothesize that the Earth, Moon, and Mars formed from the same kinds of materials, but it's merely a hypothesis for now. To figure out if the Mars is made from the same kind of materials as the Earth and the Moon, scientists have to see how quickly the temperature increases with depth and how heat flows inside Mars. This can be studied through InSight's heat probe experiment by digging down as far as 5 meters and get below the area where seasonal change affects its measurements. Every 50 centimeters will send out a pulse of heat. Sensors will then examine how this heat pulse changes. If the crust material is a good conductor of heat, the pulse will decay quickly. And if it is a poor conductor, the pulse will decay slowly. And that was me telling you the 5 surprising facts about InSight, but what's more exciting is that my name was added to the second chip that was installed on the lander in 2017. Since 2015, NASA organized a program where public were able to have their names sent to Mars abroad InSight. And my name is in there, in the chip, on InSight lander, on Mars. This is a proof of it. After I registered for it, I received this boarding pass to InSight mission to Mars. How cool is that? Even though I'm not on Mars, for now at least, maybe in the future I might. It feels like I'm there already. I feel so happy, and I really hope that the InSight mission on Mars will go well. Thank you so much for watching my video, and see you next time. Bye!